Hello everyone, welcome to the Ozark Outpost. This is Global War 85, Operation Skyhawk, U.S. Global Command 8.4. Alright, let's get some tech. Long-range missiles, still trying since the beginning of the game. SDI, Advanced ASF, and Advanced Airborne. Missed long-range missiles again. Matter of fact, nope. No, that requires a 10. Missed everything. Missed everything. Investigations are afoot at the Department of the Interior. Okay, let's see. Global operations, diplomacy. The 2 free dice will be used to try to talk Egypt into a military pact. No nukes to request, so military aid. We're going to spend 8 to finish the cruiser for NATO and to give them next-gen MBT. 4 for a fighter to Egypt, 4 more for a fighter to Israel. And then for themselves, no, wait a minute, South Africa's in there too. South Africa, I think, is here, yeah. That's a field artillery and a field artillery and an MBT, which they're spending 5 because they have armed sales of 1. Okay, now for themselves. The Americans are spending 13 on, what is that? 13 on 2 MBTs and an A-10. 6 on an amphibious assault ship. 6 battle stars on a minor airbase upgrade. 2 on a paramilitary. And that one is 10 on 2 mechs and a paramilitary. Yeah, that one there's 2 mechs and a paramilitary. Okay, combat movement. Let's start here in the Indian Ocean. These 2 frigates and this destroyer. No, let's change that. Just this destroyer comes over here to I-11 to attack that Soviet diesel boat. Then it also takes away the diesel boat's first strike. These 2 diesel boats from I-6 come down here to join the attack. This Top Gun ASF from the carrier in I-6 flies down here to attack this Soviet ASW chopper, and he says, oh no, hit the panic button, and he's allowed to retreat back to land rather than just being an auto kill. Okay, so that's the attack in I-11 on that diesel boat. Next, the Americans are going to try to retake North Pakistan. So everybody here in South Pakistan is going to attack. There's no terrain involved there. The attack bomber, this Top Gun ASF, and this fighter are going to go up here from the carrier and join the attack. They're going up there, yes, to join the attack. And that's what goes on there. The Soviets could scramble this fighter down here to do battle with the Top Gun ASF, but that wouldn't be very smart because the fighter, well, I guess it wouldn't be an interception. It still wouldn't be the brightest move in the world because the fighter shoots at 6, the Top Gun shoots at 7. No, they're not going to scramble it. Okay. Oh, and this B-52 takes off from Diego Garcia to go up to North Pakistan, where he is going to carpet bomb as part of the regular combat. Okay, next up, we come over here, and the Americans are going to shoot 3 cruise missiles into Western Sahara in a surgical strike. They're being shot by the 3 SSNs there in A-42. Also, joining the surgical strike on the carrier here in A-38, we've got an ASF, an attack bomber, and a ground attack fighter, which will go 1, 2, 3. Over here to join the surgical strike. The ASF is going along as escort in case the Soviets want to scramble some EGFs from Morocco. Also, the B-52 from Puerto Rico, 1, 2, 3, 4, will come over here and carpet bomb Western Sahara as part of the surgical strike. And since this will be interception, two early gen fighters intercepting it 2 against an ASF at 6. Probably not very good odds. They're not going to do that. And then over here in the Caribbean, Daniel Ortega and his communist forces in Nicaragua are offending American sensibilities, so they're going to try to take him out. The battleship is going to shoot 2 Tomahawks in here to support the attack. Fighter from southern United States will fly 1, 2, 3 down here to join the attack. And then from Cuba, 3 air cabs and 1 airborne will move 1, 2 into Nicaragua to attack a light infantry, a field artillery, an attack chopper, and a SAM. So there's a defense treaty there, so those guys automatically become Soviet. As Soviet forces, the field artillery will defend with chemical. And the SAM will choose to shoot air defense rather than missile defense. Yeah. Okay, so that is the extent of our combat movement. So let's do the submarine battle in I-11 first. 2 American diesel boats have first strike. They both miss. The destroyer shoots. He also misses. The Soviet diesel elects to save himself by going on silent running. All right, now the fight in North Pakistan. So I'll get that moved over. Okay, here it is. The Americans have a field artillery and 2 self-propelled in first strike. The Soviets have a single self-propelled, which will defend with chemical. As I said, there's no terrain. So here is field artillery and American field artillery and self-propelled. Okay, that's nothing. Field artillery needed a 2. And you got the Soviet self-propelled. He does get a hit, which causes disruption. Ground forces all move down 1. Aren't you happy that I remembered again? Okay, now we go regular. So here we have a Top Gun, red, a Top Gun on the air superiority and a fighter. And there are 2 air hits. So there's 2 air battle stars for the Americans. Now we've got Sam taking 2 shots at the helicopters. Those both miss. B-52 carpet bombing. There are 2 hits. 2 general hits from carpet bombing. Hooray, hooray. And we've got 3 MBTs. There is 1 reactive armor land target select hit. Now we have a next gen MBT. There is a land target select. And then attack bomber for a miss. I think they may have enough hits. 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, they have just enough hits. Okay, so air cav defending, miss. Attack chopper, miss. MBT, miss. 2 mechs. 1 hit by a mech. Okay, as we said, the Soviets are all wiped out. The Americans have to take 1 hit that they'll put on their field artillery. There's a land battle star for the Americans. And North Pakistan is liberated. Let's see, that's worth 2. So that's going to be Americans up 2 to 51, Soviets down 2 to 52. I will put this stuff back and we'll move on to the surgical strike. Well, we can do the surgical strike in Western Sahara now. That's not going to hurt anything. They've got no missile or air defense. So we've got 3 cruise missiles, a ground attack fighter, and an attack bomber. So, 3 cruise missiles, ground attack fighter, 3 cruise missiles, ground attack fighter, attack bomber. That was it, right? Oh, and the B-52 is carpet bomber. So, and there's the B-52 in orange to carpet bomb. There are 4 hits. 4 hits, and 3 of them, well, actually all 4 of them are land target select. These are cruise missiles with PGM, and these are ones in a surgical strike. So 4 land target selects. We're going to kill off We're going to kill off 2 MBTs and 2 light infantry. Okay, so that is 3 units destroyed in a surgical strike, so that is 2 more air battle stars for the Americans. It was actually a very, very good surgical strike. Okay, now we will have the battle for Nicaragua, and that I will move over here to the board. Okay, here we are. 2 Tomahawks in first strike for the Americans, a SAM and a field artillery shooting chemical in first strike for the Soviets. There's refresh my memory. I don't believe, no, there's no terrain. All right, so 2 Tomahawks, and as remember I said the Soviets said they're going to do air defense with the SAM. So 2 Tomahawks for 1 hit. 1 first strike hit that of course is a land target select. And now for the Soviets, we have the SAM. Got nothing. The closest he came was a 3. Okay, the field artillery with chemical. Got nothing. Okay, here's a fighter on air superiority attacking. Miss. Airborne at 3. There is a general hit. And then 3 air cabs at 4. All missed. Okay, so there is an infantry is blue, attack chopper is yellow, defending. Both missed. Okay, so the land target select, they're going to put on the light infantry. Well, that was actually first strike. He shouldn't have shot, but it doesn't matter. So the general hit, the Soviets are going to take on the field artillery. And then this guy goes over here. And we do them all again. Well, this Sam goes to the box. So there's 1 attack chopper defending there. So attacking, we're going to have fighter. 3 air cabs and airborne. So we've got fighter is blue, airborne's white, air cabs are orange, and the defending attack chopper is yellow. Okay, so the attack chopper did hit, but there's hits in return, lots and lots of hits. So the Soviets are again exterminated. The attacking Americans have to take 1 casualty that they will put on the airborne. So there's another land battle star for the Americans. And Nicaragua, I think, is worth $1, isn't it? Yes, it is. So the Americans go up to 52. The Americans and Soviets are now tied on the IPP chart, but of course the Soviets wickedly outstrip the Americans in wartime income bonus. Okay, I'm going to put these back quick as a bunny, and then we will go on to non-combat movement. Roundel on here. Don't forget the roundel. Okay, now non-combat movement. Over here, the Top Gun ASF flies back to its carrier. B-52 back to Diego Garcia. The other Navy air comes back down here to the carrier. Just knocked it over there, tried to sink my own carrier. The 2 frigates from I-7 are going to move up to I-6 to rejoin the main fleet there. Nothing doing in that area. Over here in the South Atlantic, this SSN from A48 will go 1, 2 over there to take up station in A43 in case any of those this SSN has a mind to come down here and try to shoot some anti-ship missiles. The B-52 is going to fly back to Puerto Rico from whence it came. Let's see. The carrier fleet is going to come down here 1, 2 to A42. and recover its planes. The ASW choppers, this should have been a combat move. Sorry. The ASW choppers will move their patrol station to A39, which they could have legally done while the carrier was still in A38. Two of these SSNs are going to move up here to A38. One SSN will move 1-2 down there to A44. And I think that will do there. Over here, these three next-gen MBTs, well, first off, the field artillery and the SAM moved from southern United States to northeast United States. Now the three next-gen MBTs from northeast United States sea lift 1, 2, 3 over here to A19. And I think that's going to be the extent of non-combat movement. Assistant Chief of Staff resting. Grueling command conference earlier. Okay, so now we are placing units. Okay, so paramilitary goes to South Pakistan. Let's see. This one. Making sure my math is right. Well, let's just look at the notes. That'd be first. 2 MBTs and an A10 go to Macaw. So we'll change it in gray chip out for a green. And get the A10 in there. Over here in Mauritania. We have Mauritania, 2 mechs, so the gray chip becomes green. And a paramilitary. Then over here, stateside, we've got our final airbase upgrade in central United States, and amphib is built in port at the minor shipyard in southern United States. Mark him in port so we don't forget. And that's it for placing units. Now we have to deliver aid. So we have a fighter each to Egypt and Israel. I didn't give them more because military aid delivery has to be by the shortest route available. And as you can see there, the enemy has the Med blocked up. And that's the shortest route from the States to the Mideast is through the Med. So I couldn't do any seaborne military aid delivery to them. However, I can to South Africa because the route through the Atlantic is open. So to South Africa, make sure I say this right. We have an MBT coming into South Africa itself, and a field artillery coming into the minor port in Southwest Africa. No, actually, skip that. We're going to go ahead and deliver that to South Africa. You hear the Whopper over there completing yet another strategy calculation. Then we delivered to NATO, and I just saw the dice and realized I forgot the diplomacy roll in combat resolution. That's okay, we'll fix that up. So the cruiser is delivered to the minor shipyard in Scotland, so it joins the fleet in A6. That fleet now has 2 cruisers and 4 frigates. And then the next gen MBT is delivered to the Pomkis site in Rhineland. So that goes over here on this card, and grays become a green. Okay, that's it for aid delivery. When we collect money, the Americans, as I said, are at 52. But before we collect money, we better do this diplomacy roll. The Egyptians might become offended if we ignore them any longer. They are not offended, and 11 says Egypt wants to join the United States. So, the Americans go up 2 more to 54. Hooray, hooray, hooray. But I still don't think they get any... No. They do not get any wartime bonuses. So... $54 into the bank. They have six battle stars and 4 cruise missiles. Wait. No, 3 cruise missiles. No, wait a minute. Let me go look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 4 cruise missiles this turn, 5 next turn. So 4 cruise missiles and they add 1 anti-ship missile. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I forgot a combat. Celestial Eagle. It is successful again, so no Soviet spy satellite on turn 9. Okay, now we're done. Let's have a quick look around. Since this is the end of turn 8. There's the situation there. Iran. The Arabian Peninsula. Nothing doing in East Africa this game. Here's Southern Africa. Get a little closer so you can see a little better. There's quite a bit to look at there. And then there's Egypt has just joined the United States, so North Africa is about to light up. Over here in Northwest and West Africa, I think things just swung a touch. It's going to depend on what the Soviets want to continue to invest in this region. But that surgical strike hurt the Soviets pretty bad. Of course, in their own right, you've got 3 Soviet submarines here tying down the bulk of the Atlantic Fleet to protect these oil tankers. And then nothing happening in Spain yet. The Americans are trying to force some sea lift through to Europe. The NATO Northern Fleet has bulked up a bit. There's what's in A6. And then you got those guys in A7 and those guys ready to break out to somewhere from southern England. Soviets in complete control of Scandinavia. Germany. Right now, Germany is pretty much anybody's game. Seesaw, back and forth fight. Attack, counterattack. Nothing happening in the Balkans. Nothing happening in southern Russia or Ukraine. Okay. Oh, now we got to come look at the charts. There's the IPP chart. And there's the income chart. Go to turn 9. Okay, there we are. Ozark Outpost. Over and out.